Hey, what's up? My name's Mike. I'm here with episode number 3 of the Working Class Musicians Car Vlog series. So here we go. Just getting out of my day job, and I'm heading to teach lessons, private lessons. That's what I do in the evening sometimes. So tonight I'll have vocal students, piano students, and guitar students. And I have a bass player tonight too. So I'm not the world's best bass player, but I have been able to help him out a lot with techniques that I use on guitar, just for bass. And I know you're like, oh, here he is, guitar player, thinks he can play bass. Well, you know, I'm not pretending to be a bass player, okay? But some of the techniques that do help out bass players that I've learned to apply to guitar and piano and vocals and pretty much anything that I learn and try to develop my skills or master. It really has a lot to do with a couple things. So I'm going to talk about focus and the power of 3. When you're learning guitar or any instrument, you can be bombarded with all sorts of free lessons, techniques, and whatnot, especially if you're on YouTube. I mean, there's a million lessons and so much material and so much to learn on guitar that you feel like you can easily get overwhelmed by all the stuff there is to learn. So distractions and information overload tends to hurt us sometimes. So it's good to write down your goal, know where you're going, and then stay focused on that goal. But at the same time, there's something to be said about geometric learning, you know, or putting together multiple concepts at the same time and using them together. It kind of supercharges your learning speed. For instance, we don't want to just sit and practice the guitar one day or 1 week or for an extended amount of time, just sit there and practice scales over and over again. Because then you get really good at playing scales, but then you don't know how to use the scales. You know? And then you could practice the next day or the next week, say, I'm going to work on theory now. But you don't know how to apply the theory. So then, you know, next week you figure out, well, this theory stuff would be a lot easier if I just knew what the notes were. So then you spend a week trying to figure out where all the notes are on a fretboard. What I wanted to talk about, though, is focus while you're practicing, while you're learning something. You need to devote 100% of your attention to the task at hand, meaning however much time you have set aside. And I like to say, I believe in intermittent practice. I believe it's better to practice for 5 short minutes several times throughout the day versus sitting for 4 hours straight at a time. I think the process of forgetting something and then relearning it or revisiting it supercharges your learning. You know, we're talking about firing neurons together, forming new neural networks to learn something, and it's not the duration that you fire them together, it's the repetitive nature. How many times are you going to keep going back to that? My voice is still dry, so I'm going to have a lozenge here because, again, I've been dealing with this sinus ailment for 2 months. My voice is still quite shaky, still dry, and I hope I can get over it pretty soon. So, super cool on day number 3 of the vlog series, and I'm sucking on a lozenge here. Very professional. But hey, what are you gonna do, right? You just gotta do. That's what we talked about yesterday, was just doing. So, anyway, back to focus. For that 5 minutes that you're practicing, or however long it is, you need to be undistracted. You need to focus on that lesson. What I recommend is taking 3 different aspects. So let's say you're working on a scale. You're learning position 2 of the E minor pentatonic scale, let's say. Okay. So you're playing the scale up and down, okay? What I would do, that's one thing that you're working on. Maybe you're working on all 5 positions and you're going in between them. You're going from one to the next, and then back, or working your way through them. That's one. Number 2, you could add on their chord knowledge. In other words, you could play through the scale and then randomly stop on a chord tone and try to identify the chord tones as you're playing the scale. So for 1 minute or a minute and a half, whatever, 2 minutes, just warm up and you got the scale down. You don't have to think about it anymore. Now you go through and you play it and you try to identify chord tones. Then add a 3rd one. Okay, what else do you want to work on? Do you want to work on memorizing the notes on the fretboard? Well, not only identifying the chord tones, like the root 3rd and the 5th, but now you're naming the notes. And you could find like an E, find the root within that scale, and then go ahead and try to find another E within the same scale and play that as well. And same thing with the 3rd. Find the G. Find another G in the next box. That gives you 3 specific things to work on in a single exercise. And I say 3, not 4, because 4 tends to overwhelm. 3 seems to be the magic number. And there's been, this is not new. There's plenty of research involved. Focus is key, because if your mind's on other stuff, you're not going to retain it as well. That's just a fact. Playing the instrument and getting into the zone and being there, present with the instrument and in the flow, is all about shutting down all that crap that you got going on in your mind all day long. And just be there with your instrument. And I'm only talking 5 minutes at a time. You can do that. So try to implement those 2 things: extreme focus and power of 3 into your practice routine. And if you need help with that, if you need ideas, tell me your situation. Share in the comments. Everybody else, if you're watching this video and you have some suggestions, hey, share them. Because learning is a lifelong process. I'm still learning. I could learn from you. I learn from my students at the same time. It's always a win-win situation when you teach somebody else how to do something, because you're going to learn too. So it's a wonderful thing. Even if I can just reach one person with this and inspire you to do the same thing, step outside your comfort zone, give something a shot, share your message in spite of any challenges, any ailments, any excuse that comes at you. And just take one step forward. Little baby steps along the way. Living the dream. Because I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I got it all figured out. We all see enough of that. People in their cars, hey, look at this Ferrari, man. You want to make it like this? Check out my free video course. I'll give you all the secrets. Well, if there is a secret, there are many secrets. fact, you can get overwhelmed by all the secrets and the secrets. But one thing that's not really a secret, and everybody tells you this, is the so-called secret itself. That your thoughts do make a difference, and you can think and dream all you want, but until you actually start doing, nothing's gonna change. You know? You gotta take action. Alright, so throat's really dry and scratchy, but I'll tell you something, that if you have focus, you have patience, perseverance, and work with the power of 3. 3 things at once. Don't overwhelm yourself. Also have a goal. You know where you're going, know where you want to go, develop a plan to get there, and stay focused on that. Otherwise you'll get distracted and you'll be overwhelmed by all there is to learn and all there is to do. So keep it small, keep it simple, and use intermittent practice, 5-10 minutes at a time, whenever you can, as often as you can. And then if you get an hour at a time or 2 hours, go ahead and do those longer sessions. But it's far better to do short, frequent practice sessions than it is to do long, extended practice sessions. That's what I've found personally, and a lot of my students too. They do a lot better using intermittent practice. So until next time, have a great day. Thanks for watching this video. Again, if you haven't yet, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell. I appreciate any support at all at this point, and thanks for checking it out. Talk to you later.